Yo, JD here. And as you can see, we are back on F122. And here today, we return with our Hotlap and Setup series. And if you're wondering why there is not a time in the title, you are about to see why as we go through this turn one. Yeah. The track limits were a little bit of nuts around here, as you can see by my face. So for that reason, we didn't actually really spend too long on this at all. So I wanted to show a lap that, I only did about 8 or 9 full laps doing this. But I wanted to break down a lap that I thought was fairly good. Certainly a lot more time in it. I think probably close to around about a second in it, especially for this first sector and part of the second sector. But again, it's mainly about talking about the setup at play, which I think is a very comfortable, good setup. It's exactly the same as what the world record is, and yeah, I think the driving here is just spending a lot more time in it. We'll definitely get there. You can see a bit of a mistake here, but we will break it down to tell you the breaking points, the reference points, and yeah, hopefully you have found this useful. But yeah, not just turn one, but there are a couple of other corners where you can pretty much straight line, and looking at a few people's dose, it was a little bit crazy, so I decided not to go full ham with this one. But yeah, please let me know if you enjoyed this series coming back. Thank you so much to everyone who's been joining my YouTube member Discord as well, because I have put all my updated setups in there. Also, I'm offering 30% discount on one-to-one coaching right now. If you go to www.coachlimitless.com for October. And thank you for everyone who has been joining that as well. And you can see this is just our full lap, but now we are going to break it down. It was a 35.7, and I think you can see there's quite a bit of time in that. And we didn't really spend too long here, but you can see that's an invalidation, but the one before wasn't, which was pretty hilarious. So as we're coming into this turn one, we'll be looking at this black box. As I pass that, that's kind of my reference point. And coming to here, you can actually take quite a lot of this curb, including the sausage curb as well. So we really want to be maximising the curb as much as possible. Same for this one as well. We want to get your wheels all the way on this curb, so you can see the left wheel is just on the white line of the track. Try to do quite a late apex here, missed that ever so slightly in this lap, and trying to avoid going this curb too much on the exit, and you can see that has cost us a bit of time. Looking at the black box again, so as I pass that, and then just before you hit this curb, that is your braking and turning in point. Nice light apex once again, get a bit of slap along still on this exit, get the DRS, and you can see that has cost us all the way down this straight. So about a 10th down going into this first sector. Coming to here, looking at this 100-meter board, and you can see where the barrier kind of dips in a bit. As we pass that, that's where we're going to be braking, turning in. Try to take a bit of curb on this inside, as it does hook you round quite nicely, using 4th gear for this one. Now coming to here, looking at the black box once again, as we pass that, do late apex, we can see going a bit deep this time, so just needed to use the brakes a bit more. And coming into this one, looking at that black box, so quite a really familiar trend, a black box around this track, aiming for that, kissing this apex nice and late, then getting on the power, and you can see gained a bit of time from there. As you come into this one, really as we just pass the 50-meter board, that's where we start braking and turning in. Want to make sure you hit, trying to hook your wheel on the inside of this curb, very similar to the end of sector 1. And then as your steering wheel is completely straight, trying to use all the track on the left hand side, coming into here, kissing this curb very gently, trying to avoid this curb on the inside, and want to get your wheel as straight as you possibly can. So once the wheel's completely straight, that's where you do all of your braking. And then want to be doing quite a tight line coming into here. Unwind the steering wheel as you go on the power, getting the DRS, and you can see we've gained quite a bit of time in this middle sector. Coming into here, looking at the 100-meter board, but it's really just as you pass it. So as we do that, coming into here, kissing this apex or just missing it ever so slightly, making sure you don't run out wide here because the white line is the track limit, so make sure you keep your wheel inside of that. Staying to about middle of the track, quite tight to the left hand side, and going into here like the hairpin. Want your wheel to be as straight as you possibly can. Coming into here, breaking it all in a straight line, kissing this apex. Make sure you kiss these curves because if you hit it too much, it will unsettle the car. Coming into here again, another black box above the track. So pretty much as you go past that, that is your braking and turning in point. Kiss this curb on the inside. Try and stay in about a middle of the track. Hit the apex. We actually hit the wall on the exit here. And again, another black box. So I'm actually using this on the right hand side. As that goes out of view, that's when I start braking and reacting. Kissing this apex. Coming into here. Make sure you kiss this curb and avoiding this sausage curb on the inside. It's really crucial that you avoid that at all costs. Use all the track on the exit. Now into the final braking zone. Black box again as we do pass that. Really want to try and hook this inside as much as possible. You can see, try and get almost all of your car on that inside curb, minimizing the distance of the track. As you finish that, use all the track on the exit. And that's a 35.7. But I think we could definitely get into the 34s after a good while. And you can see, not very, very high in the leaderboard, but with the amount of laps and time we did, I wasn't really even planning to do a hot lap here. I was using it as kind of like warming up for my open lobbies, which I'll be doing another video later with the same setup. And yeah, overall, pretty good for the amount of laps that we did. Just needed to carry or slow the car down a bit more in certain corners. See the first sector and the first part of sector 2. Sector 3 I think was quite good, but definitely a lot more time to find. But the setup itself was very nice to use. So coming into here, as I said, I wasn't even planning on uploading a hot lap here, so we're going to have to pause it because I flicked through it so quickly as I was starting this process. You can see the wings are 50-46, so no real surprise. Quite high downforce round here. And as we're going to move over to the transmission, 55-50. Honestly, you don't really want to be going higher than 60 on the on throttle. So 55 to 60, 50 off throttle. Right, left. That's something that hasn't really changed too much. As we are coming through into here, you might not be able to see it properly, but the suspension, the 1.7, the 3.5 ride height, 150 brakes, and the tyre pressures are going to be minimum on the fronts and maximum on the rear. So yeah, that is my hot lap and set for Singapore. As you can see, now it's the suspension, so you're having a bit of a mare with this here, but you can see it was 1.7, and as we go back, it was 1.7, 1.735, and you can see the rest of the set there. So thank you so much. I really hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for the support on the videos, and I will be catching you very, very soon. Peace.